Hi, this is Claire again with the full moon cards, and this time we are like having a bridge from Germany to the English-speaking world with the Light and Shadwo Tarot from Michael Göpfert, you would say. We would say Michael Göpfert and Brian Williams, who did the text, but the main work was from the artist Michael Göpfert. This book was published by Destiny Books in 1996, 1997. In 1997, and the artist was Michael Göpfert. He was born in Coburg. He did his art education, and then he traveled the world. He was in India. He was until Afghanistan. In those days this was possible, so he was a big traveler. He saw the world until he went to San Francisco, and there he did his art. He was living in art communities, and unfortunately he died in 1996, so he could not see the publishing of his own tarot. It was only 35 years, so this is really sad. It was a big time of the HIV. Yes, of course this is a problem now too, but in those days, you know, this was a time when this was really bad. And he was such a great artist. I will show you some cards. So he knew he was ill, and he put all of his strengths. It was like his life's work. He knew he had not so much time left, and so he put all of his skills and of his knowing and his ability and all of this into these tarots, which are actually wood print, I think you say in English. Or block print you say in English. So these are cards that were really made by hand, and of course today we have many cards that were made. I will show you some. We have many cards that were made digitally, so these are perfectly processed. These are great cards. But when you do like a wood print or block print in English, we say wood print in German, then every line has to be perfect. If you make one mistake here, then you have a mistake here. So he also described his work as like being a surgeon. When he makes one whoops, there's a real problem. So this is true, and these cards are big. They are not so easy to shuffle, yes, but I think, in my opinion, when people say, oh, these cards are so difficult to shuffle, then I say, why don't you take just the time for it? So we don't have to rush. Yeah, you know, this is reading the cards, so we should take time. And when shuffling is a problem, then you shouldn't lay the card at all, or read the cards at all. We say Karten legen in German, so this means laying the cards, not reading the cards. And yes, these are, the motifs have to be big because this is wood block print. We say wood print or wood cut, we also say it for this. So I'm a little bit intermingling German and English here. And you see there is a lot of inspiration from the African American and West African art traditions. There is a lot from India. There is a lot from classical tarot. You see Wade Smith, you see Crawley Harris in these cards, and you see just unique cards that you have never seen before like this. So you have here the princesses. This is one way of reading the cards. So what you have, the page in some decks is here the princess, and the knight is the prince. Yeah, this is not uncommon. Some decks do it like this, some decks do it like that. Everyone can do it as he please, and as always, some people will find this lovely and some people will think, well, yes, it's not my taste. Actually, for me, black and white cards are not an option normally. I don't like it black and white. I like colors, but these cards are perfect as they are. Every hint of color would be disturbing. This would not be perfect. So here, for example, you have the Magician, a little bit inspired by the Fool in Crawley, isn't it? And yes, Seven of Wands. You have here astrological references. Yes, and these are cards. This is, for me, this is perfection. This is so beautiful. Here you think about West African art, traditional art, the Ten of Wands. So this is really strong. This deck has a strength to it, and I don't want to diminish modern decks because everything has its place. Yeah. But I think those cards have a soul. You know, there was someone who really cut all of this out of wood. And just one mistake, for example, here, and it would not have worked out, yeah? So I really bow down to artificial knowing how to do it, yeah? I don't know the perfect English word for this now. The Queen of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards. I know one of his nieces she is looking for what he has left, how you say in English, for his art and all of this. She is managing this, and she has an online shop for his prints. I don't know if she sends overseas, but if you are interested, let me know. Then I will, or I will put the link in the video information box, so you can have a look at this. Of course, he also did different artwork. This was like his life's work. When he knew like he doesn't have too much time left, then he did this, and it is strong. It is strong. Here, one of my favorite cards, the Princess of Wands. This is so strong, and I like block prints a lot as an art form. So, of course, this is, or here, the Eight of Cups. This is so, it speaks so much. These cards really speak to me. And some people will say, oh, well, I don't know what she's talking about. They don't speak to me. They are too rough or too symbolic or not colorful enough. Everyone has his own or her own taste. That's totally okay. Yeah, this is like the classical, when you are playing with dolls, and there is always this crocodile. Where the fool is, there's also a crocodile, at least in German tradition. Yes, so we will have a look now at the cards for the time to come. I just wanted to show it to you, and this would be lovely if this would also be published in German, because not everyone in Germany can speak English. They are still available. They are still available. They were, here the Tower card. I just found them by accident when I was browsing the internet, looking here and there, and then, woo, these cards were there, and I was so happy. This was like a gift. This was like a gift in the Hermit. This is great. It's just great. The snail here. This is also always with a little bit of fun, a little bit of yes, a little smile. The cards. And humor is important. The endless dance of death. This was, of course, something that he knew from his own life, and this is very touching when you know someone really had the depths, and he really knew what he was doing, or what he was making art about. So at least it touches me, the Devil card, in a special way. So here's the High Priestess, and now we will have a look at the cards, but I just wanted to show you, because these, to me personally, for my taste, for my feeling, these are cards that you don't come along too often. These are decks like you see one of those decks in 5 years, so to say. To me, everyone has its own taste. So let's have a look at the cards. And the first card is the Four of Swords. The cards to get your stuff together, yeah, to get your thoughts together, to really come to the point, as we would say in German. Get to the point, get to what's essential, what's important, what is the core of the matter. And it's also, you have this lovely expression in English, haste makes waste. Yeah, this is something I've always also told in the German version of the video, because this is such a wonderful way to say it, like it is in this card. And it's about, you see here, Jupiter in Libra. So this means balance and beauty and harmony in Jupiter. And Jupiter in modern astrology tends to be seen as a force of a growth, success, and all of this. Yeah, money, 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 so to say. And in the old-fashioned way, he is also the planet of dignity, of spirituality, also of everything that's royal, in a way that it means you showing your best side, you are respectful, you are someone with good manners, so to say. All of these things. So this is really about balance. It is about finding what's essential, what's the core of the matter, what is really, really important. It's like he is meditating. This is a very yes, insight card, so to say, because in those days we tend, also due to social networks, due to the fast impressions we get there, we tend to be fast in other parts of our life too. Yeah, this is like a disease that is coming from the smartphone, so to say, and infecting other areas of your life too. So this is and it's really difficult to do something against it, but you have to clear your mind, you have to get to the point, you have to meditate and find out what's essential, and you have to not rush. Really don't rush. Meditate, say, I will decide it tomorrow, or I will decide it when it's time, or I will say it to you later. Yeah, I'm also a person that has to be aware always not to say yes, I will do it. I'm a yes sayer sometimes too easily, and you might know this from your own life too. You are inclined to say yes because life is so rich and full, and why not? But most often it's better to think first and to come to your senses, so to say, and to feel and to see, is this relevant? Is this really important? Is this important now? And all of these things. It's really important because you are often rushing after things that are, not so important. You are just through your cell phone and all of the social media and so on, you are just used to react immediately. And if you can cut through this immediate reacting and all of this, what meditation is made for actually, you will see the whole picture and you can weight things, what is important, what not. I have read at the tarot blog from the Tarot Lady a wonderful thought. She said, everything you want to Google in 1 week, write it down. Yeah, or these things where you are just in an instant you are thinking, oh yes, I should Google this, I will have check this, and so write it down and read the list at the end of the week and just burst in laughing. What silly things you were thinking were important. Yeah, this was a great tip and a great idea, and I think this is really what we all have to learn. Yeah, because social media and so on, it's made by pros. They know how to get people. They know how we are working mentally and spirituality and how you say, emotionally. Yeah, so it's really coming into calmness, meditating, finding what's essential, and taking out the rush. I don't know if you can say this like this in English. More elegant, don't rush. Yeah, don't rush, don't haste. Haste makes waste. So the second card is the Six of Cups. And this is a lovely card. Here is not so much like a childhood theme as you know it from Smith Waite. It's also not just graphically like in Crawley Harris Tarot. This is, you are given things. Here it reminds me of carnival, when people are on these big chariots. I think you have a different word than chariots in English, but they are on these trucks. Most often these are trucks driving through the streets, and they are throwing, we call this kamelle or sweets, or yes, you could say, how you say this, hard candy. I think it's hard candy, isn't it? So bonbons, we say in German, or schnonks as we will say in our dialect here. But in other parts of Germany people would not know what this means. So yes, someone is giving beautiful things to people. These are flowers, yeah, this is not cactus or something like that. These are flowers and they are given freely and you can have them, and it is like, oh, I'm getting something, and it brings me into harmony, into balance, into beautiful state. Yeah, you might know this from the indigenous inhabitants of North America, walk in beauty. Yeah, so this is like beauty not just as being polished optically or visually polished or something like that. It is beauty as the fundamental concept of harmony. Everything is in the picture and everything is allowed to be in the picture. Yeah, this is really deep when you think about it in a big way. Yeah, so you are given beautiful things and they cheer you up, they make you happy, you are glad. This is not just functionally, so to say, this is not just for something, it is not usable or practical or anything like that. In Germany we love practical things. This is the first thing we think about. What is this good for? We are like, yes, it's typical German. So I also said in the German version of the video, it is just for the fancy things, so to say. This is for your soul, for your heart, for your core. It's not good for something, but because of that, it is good for you. It is good for your soul. Yeah, it has not to be applicable or workable or anything like that. It is just, I am given something and it makes me smile, and I'm shining like the sun, so to say. I'm radiating light. We say strahlen in German. So when the sun strahlt, it is like radiation. It is like you are full of light and people see your joy, and this is because you were given beautiful things. This can be material, this can be emotional, it can be informations you were longing for. Maybe you have important work to do, and this is just like, yes, I got this. It makes me happy. It's like me finding this tarot, yeah, and seeing, just being happy because it feels like a gift to have these beautiful cards. Yeah, this can go many ways. You have your own life. You will know how this applies best. but it has a cheerful, a light energy, but it is profound in its way. It is important that we have those energies, that we don't just think in usability and what is this good for, because this makes us small sometimes inside. When you are thinking what is this good for, it is like what they say in Buddhism, this grasping energy. Yeah, when you want to have it, when you have something beautiful and there's instantly the fear of losing it. Yeah, these things. So this is not the fear of losing it. This is just joy and smiling and happiness and inner warmth also. This when you feel warm and content and everything is beautiful, like the world is in yellow, so to say, full of sunlight. A very beautiful card, and we need this because here are coming the difficult things, the Five of Swords, and he has a wonderful description. These are, and I have to look into the description for the English word because I don't know it. These are, how you say, these are locusts. Locusts? Here's a word so you can see. So this is like a swarm, this is like a nature catastrophe. So to say, this is a swarm of locusts. I'm sorry for saying it like this, you will say it different. But here they are coming, and at first I thought they would be libellen, these beautiful things you find near ponds with these iridescent things, but these are locusts. So they want to eat your crops, and the people here are in the description of the card in the book. They are seen as somehow resignating, but also knowing we have come through this before. So this is like something is nibbling on you, and your energy, maybe your or really in real life also, or your thoughts, you are like there are bad news all around the world these days. So this is also nibbling. I don't know if you can say it like this in German, but it is, we say this in German as knabbert etwas an dir. Something is like really nagging onto you. Yeah, this is a way to say this in German. And they are also nibbling everything away, munching everything away, eating what was not meant for them, your resources, your reserves, the things you have, the things that were meant for something different. Yeah, because this is about crops. It's about what you have planted, what you wanted to harvest, and now these evil things are coming, and they eat it. They take it away from you. And in the book, it is explained that he is like in resignation, but she knows we have gone through this before. This will come and it will also go, and then we can do it again. Yeah. So this is like a time of loss, a time when things are difficult, a time when people or circumstances or anything like that takes away something you wanted to have for your own, and you need it for your own nurturing. So this is taken away by these like evil influences. Many evil, it can also be many small. They are not big, yes, but they are munching away everything. So this is really about sometimes we have to let things go through our life and persist in the meaning of we keep our head high, we or chin high, I think you say in English, and we just prevail, I think you say. We just stand where we are, we stand our ground, and this is the only thing we can do at this moment, but we do it, and because of that we will succeed in the end. Yeah. So this card is also something I like about these cards a lot. This is not like traditional tarot. This is an own idea to this card, and this is always a gift when you are a tarot pro or when you are just a beginner also, or something in between. This is really a gift when you see an artist has its own or had its own inspiration for the cards, and he shows you a new facet of the card and a new way to see it and to think it and to feel it. This is always a big gift when you see cards that really have own ideas from artists. Yeah, because the artists, when they are really artists, they are able to see the world through eyes that other people don't have, so to say. They have like a second sight in a way, and they can have also the ability to show it. Yeah, artists and shamanic traditions, all of that. Art was always important. So because art can communicate what was seen on the other levels of existence, so to say, the things we cannot see and touch in everyday life. So yes, this is something I really like about these cards also. So these are the full moon cards. To sum them up: introspection, really not rushing, haste makes waste. This is really about coming to the core, to the center, finding out what's really important, meditating about it, not saying yes too fast, and evaluating everything. First having a look at it. Is this really so important? Is this really so important now? Can this wait? Oh my gosh, I have so much free time because I put the things where they belong to, yeah? So this is really, when you put your life in order, you can have this effect that you have free time. Woo! Just because you, yes, you manage to find out what's really important. Here is what is given. This is joy, beauty, abundance. It is in the realm of cups, so this means your emotions. This is just like warm, yes, uplifting moments for the soul, so to say, this card. And our third card is a little bit ambivalent. We have here crops, yeah, say it, crops, that are lost, things you needed for yourself that are lost because of outside influences that are eating them away, that want to have something from them. And this can really have many layers in life. I think all of us have like 5 ideas what this can mean in practical life. But you know, there is an energy of resignation, but there's also an energy of I will go through this. I have seen things like that before, and this will pass too, so to say. So this is like you are not fighting, you are just standing your ground until it's over. And sometimes this is the way you have to do things. Yeah, this is not always about a glorious victory in life. Sometimes things are done like that. Yeah, so these are the full moon cards with a wonderful Light and Shadwo Tarot from Michael Göpfert, as we would say in German. Yes, I will put the links to his artwork, to his niece who is having a look for this, in the information box of the video if you are interested to have a broader look in his art. Yes, I just wanted to introduce this to you. This was like a lucky finding in internet. So yes, I just found it by accident, and this was a lovely accident, so to say. So have a wonderful time. I'm wishing you all the best until we see each other at the next full moon.